Dinan, and welcome to Dinan. I want to talk to you about our new 335 that's been out for a while and is going to Car and Driver for a road test in a couple days, and everything we're going to make for the car is finished. So we wanted to walk you through the car and show you all the great parts we have for the car. So this is the Dinan engine for the 335, and it makes 400 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. This is up from 300 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque on the stock engine. Pretty phenomenal gain. How is this done? Well, it's done with software first of all to turn up the turbo boost. This increases power and torque. We don't do it with piggyback box. We do it with actual software. Actually go in and recode the computer. Higher quality methodology to do it than a piggyback box and a lot more reliable. We also have this cold air intake, an exhaust system, and an intercooler to make more performance. Now the cold air intake is not just pretty, it's very functional. Most cold air intakes are open under the hood, and what they do is they pull in a lot of hot air from under the hood, and the air loses density when it's hot, and this hurts performance of the engine. So the Dinan cold air intake is completely sealed to a gasket, and it has a rubber boot seal and a tube that goes completely outside the engine bay. Our research shows that the colder the air is, the more power the engine will make. So this is essential to keep the system sealed. It's a lot more expensive to make all this plumbing, make everything fit, custom molds for the carbon fiber and the boots, but the overall performance is much better than a system that takes in hot air. After that, we also have an intercooler to cool the air intake charge, an oil cooler to cool the engine down, and a high flow exhaust system. Putting it all together in an emissions legal system that's 50 state emissions legal. It's been through a laboratory test for the EPA and ARB. It's 400 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. Great running car. This is a Dinan stress brace, carbon fiber with forged aluminum ends, bit aluminum pieces on the outside here, powder coated in black. Really pretty, but also really strong, the carbon fiber, much stronger than any aluminum bar you'll get, which is why we made out of this, and also very light as well. Dinan also makes shocks and springs and sway bars like other suspension kits on the market, but ours are a little bit unique in several areas. First off, we make different spring perches to increase the shock travel when the car is lower so it doesn't bottom out. This improves both ride and handling. We also have custom valving on the shock absorbers. These aren't the same shock absorbers you can buy off the shelf, but both the compression and the rebound valving has been changed on the shock. Also, the rear shocks, and these are conies, or normally you have to collapse them and remove them to adjust them. The Dinan shocks are custom made with larger shaft with an external knob that you can adjust with the shock in the car fully assembled. So this makes it easier to tune the car if you want to. We also make larger anti-roll bars on the car and camber plates that add a little bit more negative camber to keep the wider wheel footprint on the ground, the wheel and tire. The camber is adjustable stock on the car, so this resets the range from 1 to about 1.7 degrees of negative. You can adjust the car to suit whatever driving style that you have. After we're done with the suspension system, we go to wheels and tires, and what we've noticed about all modern BMWs is a lot of understeer. So Dinan takes the time to make a larger front wheel than anybody else has in the market. It's a 9-inch front wheel instead of the typical 8 or 8.5. This enables us to put a 265 front tire on the car with a 275 rear. Having the front tire only 10 millimeters smaller than the rear reduces the understeer a lot, gives a lot of grip at the front end, especially when combined with a negative camber. Really makes the car handle well. The wheels are forged, one-piece forged, super light. 19.5 pounds, the lightest wheels on the market. Very, very strong as well. And we have this new black finish we think is really stunning. Makes the car look really great. We'll talk about the Dinan wheels and tires in the back of the car now. They're a ½ inch wider than the fronts at 9.5 inches. And able to run a 275 rear tire, a lot of tire for this car. In addition, in order to get both these things turning at the same speed, we have a torque sensing limited slip differential in the back of the car. Adds a lot of forward bite between the tires and wheels combination and the limited slip. We also changed the rear subframe bushings. BMW Tuner subframe bushings, it's where the rear suspension system amounts to the car for the amount of load the stock tires can generate. We put wider wheels and tires on it and a better suspension system. This overloads the bushing, causes the back end of the car to move around and feel unstable. So we make new bushings for the rear subframe. The Dinan shock absorbers are also unique. They're conies, but they've been changed. They have a larger shaft. The shaft is hollow, so they're adjustable when they're in the car. Normally a coney has to be removed from the car, compressed in order to be adjusted. These can be adjusted inside the car, so it makes tuning a lot easier. We also have custom damping curve on both compression and rebound valving. We've also changed the upper bushing on the shock absorber where it mounts to increase shock travel, so that the car has more ride, better ride when the car's been lowered because it doesn't bottom out. Plus it'll put down more power when you step on the gas because the back end will squat and it won't bottom out. And it gives it a lot of forward bite. So the goal here was to create a lot of stability out of the rear suspension system, a lot of overall grip, and still maintain a nice ride quality. no real need to compromise that if it's engineered correctly. Going to move over here to this exhaust system. The Dinan exhaust system has been tuned so that when you drive under normal driving, it's nice and quiet, but at wide open throttle, it sounds very tough. We worked a lot of time on the acoustics of it so that it sounds really cool when you're on the gas. When you're driving around town, it doesn't drive you crazy. They're also now available in both black and chrome tips for whatever you prefer. And this particular car has the black ones on it that matches the wheels. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Dinan 335. Exciting car. With the addition of the cold air intake, over 400 horsepower and over 430 pound-feet of torque. And as always, all Dinan products are matched with a 4-year, 50,000-mile factory matching warranty, which includes consequential damages. Dinan products are made to an exacting standard and are usually very reliable, but if an issue were to arise, then there's a full-time warranty staff to take care of any issues that might come up. I want to thank you for coming and taking the tour with us of the car, and visit DinanCars.com or come visit your local dealer to see more about the Dinan 335.